Good evening. Good evening, my Facebook friend. Hi, good night. This is Tuesday night's Thoughts and Talk again. I'm a little hoarse. Tuesday night's thoughts and Talk with Coach Wendy Hazel. I am Coach Wendy, and I am just again excited to be on with you tonight. Tonight, I invited to be a Q&A session, meaning try to answer questions that you may have around that topic. Let me just make sure I got this. Yes, and tonight I want to be talking about emotional safety. Emotional safety. And the question is, how safe do you feel emotionally? And when is it that you were last feeling emotionally safe, or in what situations do you feel emotionally safe? And what makes that happen? What makes you feel safe with your emotions with people? And so this year, I really want it to be interactive tonight, and to, have questions and have answers, and for us to have a discussion. And so if you're the first time you're watching this video, where you live, you may not have seen me before or heard me before. Or if you're watching this on the replay, I invite you to, if you're watching this replay too, and you want to put any comments, that you put #replay and then put your comments or your questions in there for me. All right, and I'll come back after and definitely answer any questions that you have after the live is finished. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to my channel. I encourage you to like and to share and to follow wherever you're watching this when you see this. If what I share is of value to you, or you feel that it's of value to somebody you know, please just like and share, okay? And so I'm Coach Wendy Hazel. I'm an inner peace life coach. I coach women of faith, and I help as a coach walk alongside women of faith, helping them to overcome emotional abuse, the pain of emotional abuse, and to find inner peace and to live a more satisfying life. Okay? The motto is every woman empowered from within. And so when we have that power on the inside, then we're able to make better decisions and just be more happy with ourselves, more satisfied with who we are, and things like that. I'm the founder of Lifting Limiting Lids. And so you'll find that there's another Facebook page with Lifting Limiting Lids. You feel free. I just invite you really to follow that page. I'll post different helpful articles and things over there. And liftinglimitedlids.co if you ever want to schedule some time to talk with me, or to just discuss, or to see if we can work together, if I can coach you through some difficult times. liftinglimitedlids.co. Okay, so welcome tonight. And so the question is around emotional safety. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to really invite you to ask me questions as you think not only of yourself, but you think of other persons, somebody else you may know who might be in a situation, and you have questions you just don't understand or not sure what the answer is. Okay? So, one quick second here. Tonight I want this to be a very casual night. And so I want to be sure I can see. Okay. Okay. And so emotional safety. What is emotional safety? Emotional safety is having the feeling that your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings, your experiences, exactly what you are feeling on the inside of you, that having the feeling that those will be honored if you share it with somebody. So being emotionally safe with someone is that you just have this sense of safety. I'm okay to share whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm experiencing. When you share that, there is no judgment, there is no criticism, there is no, you're not going to be put down or shut down or cut off from saying what you want to say. Once you don't have those feelings, you find that you are emotionally safe. You don't have to worry about those things with the person you're sharing with. You find that when you're emotionally safe, you don't need to prove yourself or prove that what you're saying is the truth or it's right. You don't have to prove that you say, I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling nervous or I'm feeling angry or, well, not anger. Anger usually shows out, but there's some feelings that don't show out. And sometimes when you share it with someone, you say, oh, I feel, that person will say, you shouldn't feel that way or don't feel that way. I know I did that in the past before I knew better. I would have used those words. Somebody who's out say, oh, why you feel that way? No, you're just stupid to feel that way. And so after that, you may think twice to share your feelings with that person again. That means you no longer feel emotionally safe with that person. Another thing is that when you're emotionally safe, you don't need to impress anybody about anything about yourself. You don't need to impress about your qualifications or your accomplishments or your achievements. You don't need to impress or to try to convince somebody that this is who I am. When you're emotionally safe in yourself, you don't do that, right? And a good example of emotional safety is that little child, that toddler, or that can go up to, I don't even know what age. And that's one of the questions I'm going to throw out there for you because it's so individual. But if you think of that child who just really expresses themselves, they just say what they're feeling. I am uncomfortable because whether I'm going to cry, I'm going to bawl, I'm going to say whatever I'm going to say, whatever I'm feeling, what comes to my mind. I just say, I was a child like that. Came to my mind, it fell out my mouth, and you didn't worry. But there comes a time in our life when we start to be concerned about what I say when I express what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, and I don't want to do that because I don't know how this person will take it or how they will react. And we lose that emotional safety that we had as an innocent child. And so I'm wondering, for you, your experience, when was it that you can think of, if you can think of a situation, of when is it that you are now conscious, now that you hear what emotional safety is, when are you conscious of a time when you lost it? So this is a public page, so be careful of what you say. If it's personal or if it implicates somebody, please don't call name. And you don't really have to say who, but you're just saying of the time when, what is it that happened that made you become less safe with your emotions with that person. Think about that and drop a comment of a time when, or if certain, or you just know by now that if a person reacts in a certain way, that you're going to hold back. You're not going to feel safe sharing your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences with that person. What is it that makes us, or made you make that shift from my innocence to that place of not being emotionally safe? Okay, good night, Harriet. I'm seeing Harriet, and hi, Sharon. Hi, Lizanne. Good night. What is it of a time when you lost it? Can you think of something? And drop a comment. I know as children, if you think back as a child, the child may come to a parent and share some experience or some thoughts or some feelings, and they get yelled at, or there's going to be a consequence if I share this thing with my mom, or it could be my dad, or whoever is my caregiver sometimes, or teachers. I know in our culture where we grew up, there was corporal punishment. And I know of my granddaughter sharing of a time when something she couldn't do, and she got smacked on her hands for not being able to do it, to do that math, I think it was math she was saying. And she lives with that memory. She hard to forget. And so if she thinks something is not right, she is gonna think a million times before sharing with that, and any teacher actually, that I really don't know how to do this. Anybody had a teacher experience like that, where something happened and then you're just no longer emotionally safe? Anything like that happened to any one of you? I think another experience that, again, my grandkids would have shared, where because of what happened, it was another school experience, that they pull back. Or you might have had parents who you would get smacked just for saying, and this is not that anything is wrong, but just because you are feeling a way that others don't experience, that's not their feeling, and so they think that your feeling is wrong. Have you ever had an experience like that? You can just say yes or no. Right? Emotional safety. When what was spoken of in confidence is heard and peddled to others, but it was distorted. Yes. By the time you hear back a story about yourself, what was said, it was all, that was not the truth. That's not how it went. And you, like you said, Debbie said, spoke it in confidence, and then you heard. So a couple of things happened there, right? Breach of confidence, where you thought you were saying it in confidence, that can shut us down. Breach of confidence can shut us down. And then when what was said, you heard it was all twisted, and you can't even know. You remember, I heard the story of, it's a case like if you take a piece of paper, that original story, a piece of paper, and you tear it into pieces and you drop it from the top of a mountain or a hill, and it's blown with the wind. There's no way for you to get back to each place where that story landed and correct it. And that is a difficult thing, right? A difficult thing that plays on your mind for a long time. Yeah, that's good one. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, and not only when it's distorted, but when the comments that you probably can hear coming back, and the criticism, when you're criticized or when you're judged just for being yourself, you get criticism, you get judgment that you should be, you can be in a place where people think that you should be. Why should you be this? Why should you be that? Why should you be feeling that? You have situations where people, in person's eyes, you have everything materially. Person's eyes, they may think that you're being treated well. But having all the material things does not equate to how I am feeling. And so if we're feeling in a certain way, we really always want our feelings to be honored. And so if you've had that happen to you, or maybe you're one, I know I have didn't honor somebody's feelings. Just didn't honor it. To kind of say, why would you think that way? Why would you feel that way? And question. That's the thing. When your thoughts and your feelings get question in a judgmental way. That's the thing. It's okay for somebody to question your feelings, like you're trying to express something and to question it so they get a better understanding of exactly how you're feeling. But to question it in a way as to say you should not be, that makes you emotionally not safe. You don't feel safe. I don't feel safe with my emotions with you, right? And so that happens. But as I think back about children, this begins to happen to us in childhood. That shift from innocence, where I just share my feelings, my thoughts, trusting, right? That shift from that to me safeguarding my emotions happens during childhood. It doesn't happen when we're adult. It starts in childhood, starts young, and it's a particular experience that we have that most times it's hurtful. Almost every time it's hurtful, and we say inwardly, we kind of make that decision consciously or unconsciously, I'm not going to let this happen to me again. I'm not going to say this to this person. We start shutting down. And then we become comfortable being emotionally unsafe. Because what? I say my natural human thing is to safeguard and protect myself, right? From that happening again. Have you ever had that happen in the workplace? Like, we can have it as children, we can have it with parents and caregivers, we can have it in friendships. But have you ever had that happen in the workplace? In professional relationships, somebody you have to work with? It might be a coworker, it might be a supervisor, it might be a manager, where you find I am not emotionally safe with these people or this person or in this place at all. And if you had that, what did that feel like? Because being on the job, oh, I don't know what happened to my throat. Being on the job is somebody you just have to go, You don't have to stay if you can get a better job, but you have to go. You spend most of your waking hours there around people where you're not emotionally safe. Anybody had that experience? Debbie said, but motives really matter. How genuinely they are. How genuinely are they? Tell me a little bit more about that, Deborah. You said motives really matter. How genuinely are they? Is it genuinely at the person, or genuine is the motives? I know which one. Yeah, so we can have that happening in the workplace. But the other thing, if nobody has a thing about that, is the other thing is when you come into now intimate relationships. You come into intimate relationships, you're in a relationship with someone or you're married to someone and you're not emotionally safe. Every one of us, we deserve to be emotionally safe. As I go back and I say again, emotionally safe is about being comfortable with who you are, comfortable with your feelings, comfortable with your thoughts, comfortable with your experiences, what you're experiencing, comfortable enough to say, this is me, this is who I am, and to be honored for that, and to be accepted for that, right? For who we are. We're not perfect, yeah? And we're gonna have flaws, and we all a work in progress. We all a work in progress, and so we're growing into being better selves every day. Hopefully that's our goal, right? To be better. Who I am today is not who I am last year or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? We change as we have experiences and we process things, right? But being emotionally safe means I'm comfortable with who I am now. I should not be made uncomfortable with who I am right now. Next year, next 5 years, I'll be different. I'm not going to be the same she that I am today. And I'm hoping so, because we are a work in progress, because we are supposed to be growing and developing. Physically, that process is over and it's on a different path. But emotionally and who I am and my character, my being, that should be growing, right? So I'm going to be different. So being emotionally safe is being comfortable with who I am now and comfortable to share, right? Share with that other person. But sometimes we find ourselves in relationships and we're not emotionally safe. We can't share my real thoughts, my deep feelings with my partner. Sometimes that's what's happening. Um, and it's difficult. It's painful and it's difficult when it's in with someone who you love and you want to have that loving relationship with, that loving exchange, like person who say, somebody said to me, at the end of the day, I come home, I want somebody who I can just share how my day went and how I felt about it and how I felt about different things. And as women, we don't always want an answer, or we don't always want you to give it, just want to be heard, right? But be honored when I do share, to be honored. Deborah said, I had that experience on the job, but I learned how to separate work matters from personal matters and what I share. Yes, yeah, yeah. But sometimes we can so innocently say something, or something is done to us and could upset us, hurt us on the job, happen 10 o'clock in the morning. You got to ride that out with that emotions and those feelings until the end of the day. That's not easy. That's not easy. Especially if you're in a customer service setting where you have to interact with people. Even if you don't have the public, your co-workers or customers could be to you too, right? You have to interact, but yet you have that emotion, that rough thing going on inside. What you want to be able to do is to take time out in that situation, to really get some time out and process what's happening with me, really acknowledge, and we honor ourselves, our own emotions. We honor and acknowledge our own emotions. Don't press it down. Don't be hiding it away or pretend it didn't happen or deny. We really don't want to be doing that. Okay? Really don't want to be doing that. And so, as we think of when you share things, feelings are the persons who ask, are their motives to asking genuine? If not, you wouldn't feel safe. Yes. Yes. So, like I was saying, that somebody could ask a question about what's it you're feeling, but genuinely, it should be to get to understand you and then honor and acknowledge and accept you for who you are and whatever you're going through at the time. Okay. And so I want to encourage you that, even as we think, examine ourselves. I think it's Socrates or something, Socrates who said, and the unexamined life is not worth living, where we must be able to examine myself and see, do I do this? If I do this, I want to be more conscious of it. That I listen to, and I honor the other person's feelings and thoughts and experiences. Okay? When you share things, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. So when we're in a relationship and we don't feel emotionally safe, that is a red flag that the relationship is potentially, maybe it is, or potentially has the potential of being abusive. So that if it's in a dating, is you still dating, you're not yet married, or it's early on, and you sense that I don't feel safe sharing all my thoughts and you don't share everything, right? There's some things you keep, right? You don't share. But that comfort to share how I'm feeling, my real emotions, my experiences, my thoughts, what I'm thinking, feeling comfortable to share it without it being shut down or me being pulled back, or I know, okay, I'm going to hold my speech. I'm not going to say, I can't tell him this because he's going to react, or how he's going to react. I have to be worried about those things. When that is happening, the relationship is already abusive or has a potential for being abusive. And so if you are in not yet in a committed relationship and that is happening, you want to stop and really press pause and pray about that and ask God if, this is the direction he really wants you to go. Or you press pause and bring it to the person's attention, and that needs counseling, coaching, some help there. You probably need to learn how to speak to it, the situation, how the right way to say it or the right way to bring it over and say, look, this is what's happening. I feel my feelings are not being, honored or respected or accepted. But I think a lot of times what happens when you think about abusive relationships, you look back and then you're now seeing the red flags. And it wasn't a flag then because you didn't know it was a flag. But now you know that if I don't feel emotionally safe, this has a potential of abuse, which is control, shutting me down. I can't be myself. I can't be my authentic self. I can't be who God created me to be, right? That is an indication to not go forward. Press pause and not go forward with that. But if you're already in it, like in a marriage or so, you'll have to be able to speak up and know the right way to address that, to correct that, and to set your boundaries for that. Okay? And so you want to be emotionally safe without safeguarding and shutting yourself down totally from the whole outside world. Sometimes we can go on the other side like that, right? We're so super, everything is a secret. Even my feelings is a secret. There are things that are secrets that should not be shared with everybody, but my feelings, I should have persons where I feel safe sharing. This is how I feel, and this is what I'm thinking. And those thoughts being not just the sharing, but they're honored, they're accepted, and they're respected. Sorry. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. The Lord is working with me. I'm working on a program to help women to find that inner peace, move from pain to peace, that journey from pain towards peace and a more satisfying life. I'm working on that program. I'm going to be telling you some more about it later this week, exactly what it is. I already have an idea. It's a 12-week program that is to work with women and to help them through that. And so keep listening out for it. It's great. It's awesome. I'm working with the Lord to create that program for you. And so keep listening out for it. Okay? I'm going to be posting some more on it and probably doing some quick lives about it as well. And so if you want to talk some more, if you want to talk with me about anything you have like to do with emotional safety or abusive relationship, I invite you to go to my website, liftinglimitinglids.com, and you can go in there and there's a little video there, and then you can go in and you have the schedule where you can schedule some time to talk with me. You can also message me, just DM me, and I will respond to you. Okay, I will respond to you. So I so appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for your comments. If you're watching this on the replay, do #replay and post your comments and post your questions, and I will answer, as well as just like and just share this. If this was of value to you, if this helped you in some way, help you to be thinking about your emotional safety, feel free, please share it with somebody, like it and share it with somebody. Okay? God bless you. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the night. Bye.